And we are live on Space Nights. It is a beautiful December evening. It's pretty chilly out, December 20th, 2023. Got some folks here in the house. You're going to recognize their voices because they've been around for a while. We'll start with Austin Camden. Camden, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. 6-year UCF athlete going into the bowl game Friday. Perfect person to have in the house tonight. And the other perfect person to have in the house on early signing day is the resident beat writer of the show. He writes for Knights 247. His name is Stephen Leonard. Stephen, how are you?
I'm dead.
You've had a busy day. I definitely want to get into that. Might as well. Before we get into all that, what are your all thoughts on the talk of the town today? The donation challenge between keeping or getting rid of the Frankie Valli song.
What Frankie Valli song were we talking about?
Can't take my eyes off you.
I mean, eh.
Yeah, you're meh on it, so that sounds like a no. Because you're usually like you're really positive. If you show any signs of being meh on something, that means you're not into it. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. I really don't think. Whoa,
RBG.
jeez.
Go
I
Heat,
I
baby.
guess I know how he feels about me. Um, I mean, the couple times that I've actually saw it play was the Charge On Fund just got a $10,000 anonymous donation to keep the song.
Yep.
I feel like you could do so much better things with $10,000, but I digress.
Well, it's going to the school. It's just helping the challenge, so it's going to
I
athletics.
I
But
I mean, understandably,
I'm not going to.
it's going to like the Charge On Fund. That's all I know.
It's actually going to Carolina.
Same thing. It's gonna help recruit players. You know how that works. It's we're gonna pay you. Psych. It's not.
That is not a thing, Austin. You're lying.
Who was an actual college player and who's a beat writer?
No school has ever promised any money to a recruit.
Okay, Alabama, LSU,
These
Florida,
these are
Florida State,
allegations. They're not true.
Tennessee, Kentucky,
I I don't know
USC,
where you're. West Virginia. Uh,
Cal, Stanford, Oregon,
these are allegations. These are all allegations.
Arizona State, ASU, Arizona.
ASU is the
Yeah,
same
I was about to
school.
say ASU, but yeah, University of Arizona, Utah, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State. I'm just going through a list here in my head, and I can just tell you at one point whether it's in McDonald's bags. I'm looking at you, Tennessee, or any other way possible. Maybe even Popeyes. I'm looking at you, Kentucky. Uh, Somebody paid somewhere along the way and said, "Oh, we're not paying. They just found money in a bag."
so what I'm gathering is that you're definitely not into the Frankie Valli song. You're definitely not into, um, yeah, this
No,
challenge.
yeah, 100%. I'm not into the Frankie Valli song. I feel like we could do better songs. Just that's just my feeling. Oh no, please, please do not do the uniform thing. I think you're doing. Please do not have the piss yellow pants. Please.
We're getting all the hot
They
takes from Camden. I
they
kind of like
can
though.
never
If
get the gold right. It always looks like some type of Dijon mustard or piss.
gold on the gold on pants is actually kind of a move, but I could see why you wouldn't like it. It's definitely it's impossible to get the right color.
No doubt, honestly, they are the most comfortable pants we have ever worn. But besides that, terrible, terrible trying to get it to match a uniform. Although, if we did uh gold helmets, night mode jerseys, and maybe white pants, I'd be kind of okay with it. It'd be a it'd be kind of
Hmm.
a hot take, but I think it wouldn't look too bad. or we did night mode jerseys and black pants. Let me see if I could share this to the. Can I share it?
Yeah, share it to the space.
Share it to space. I don't know if y'all can see that now.
It pops
You-
up after like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it takes about 30 seconds.
Okay. Oh no! Yeah,
Here it
no, there
is.
it is. So,
yeah, where are you at here? Because I'm looking at the picture now. Where's your favorite combo in this picture?
I want to say picture 2, middle picture, gold helmets, black jerseys, white pants, or even night mode, just kind of down the way, plus the gold helmets.
Okay, so you're like 1A, 1B there
Yeah,
with the gold, black, white, and gold, black,
I would
black.
say like I'd call it like picture 2, A and B are my kind of top 2. So
yeah, they're solid. They look nice.
I don't like those gold pants just because I mean they fit amazingly, but they just can never get the color right.
Are we gonna drop a reveal at some point? Like, are we gonna know what we're wearing on Friday? It's 2 days till game. It's 2 days till game day. Usually we get it 3 days out.
We probably won't know until like maybe they release it tonight. Maybe they release it tomorrow morning. I just don't know.
They should release it literally right now. I'm gonna message Eric like, hey, dude. Now would be perfect since we're live on Space Nights. We can get a live raw reaction from.
Check the equipment page. Maybe they have something posted. I can't tell.
I saw RBJ tweeted that they hadn't done it yet, so I don't think they have. Yeah, they haven't. They haven't. Just keeping it transparent. Equipment hasn't tweeted since November 25th.
What?
So
actually, that makes sense because Brad hasn't.
Yeah,
Brad's been busy with life. So that's kind of a thing. Love you, Brad.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, there's enough time still before the game, or it might just be a game time decision. RJ Harvey, get rid of the song. I agree.
RJ Harvey said, "Get rid of it."
Wait 30 seconds. I just shared it to the space.
I need RJ Harvey to commit to coming back to UCF next year if they get rid of the song.
You want to quote tweet him on that?
Austin, you should do it with the Space Nights account.
Ooh, that would probably do numbers.
And say that you will donate your entire life savings.
Not doing that. Was about to do it, and I'm backing up.
As a joke, as a little joke. It's a joke. It's a banger tweet.
All right.
It's a great idea.
All right, I will donate my entire life savings if you commit to returning next season.
Just to get rid of the song. Like, you'll donate your entire life savings to get rid of the song for him.
I'll donate my entire life savings to get rid of the song.
I already just quoted his tweet. If they get rid of the song, you're gonna come back?
Yeah, no, yeah. I have your notifications on Austin. I don't have your notifications on Austin.
The worst Austin you don't have notifications on. That's what I'm hearing.
That's correct. I'm actually about to hop in the shower and then go. Unfortunately, kind of like have like a bunch of Christmas shit going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I can give you a really quick recap of early.
Yes. Yeah. I need you to give me. How did UCF do? Give us a grade.
Okay. Send it. Bye.
18 of 19 guys. That's really good. That's always great to hit. Losing Day Farmer sucks, but you already have 3 wide receivers in the class, and you have a deep wide receiver room that you're trying to get 2 guys to return to anyway. And it's a high portal position. So I think you're not actually losing too much there. That was crazy. He's still going. You land 2 quarterbacks, which is the first time since DJ Mack and Noah Vedral. in 2017.
Wow, great
So that's
stat.
fun. You land your highest 2 quarterback commits of all time. You land the highest tight end commit of all time in Kylan Fox, 4th highest recruit of all time in Jalen Hayward. I think another top 10 one, Frankie Arthur. You get Stacey Gage, who's a player for the future. And then you also get the 3 transfers today, with the 2 tight ends and then Miles Montgomery. So big day.
So three transfers today, right?
Yeah, so you have Reese Adkins, who's preferred walk on. He's returning from
Morris.
an ACL injury.
Okay.
He transferred in from Eastern Kentucky. He's a tight end. He kind of low risk, high reward kind of guy. Local too, so it's cool. He's coming back. He's from Lake Mary. Evan Morris, he's from Michigan State, blocking tight end, and basically just Zach Marsh-Wojin on steroids is the best way to describe him. He was a punter turned kicker turned tight end.
Wow.
And then Miles Montgomery, who's just the ultimate speed back. And you snag him from a rival, which is fun.
Well, they're not a rival. You know, we don't. It's
I
not
mean,
a. It's
well,
not a yearly rival.
Drop called them our main rival. So
Whoa! Shout out, drop.
yeah.
Well,
did y'all see the video that they posted?
Can you throw it into space for those who haven't?
I don't know if they posted it on Twitter. Is the issue?
So
they posted this video where it was like, I think they actually did. Where it's like the 5 years later or whatever, because he was like best in Florida.
Yeah, when he put on his hat.
Yeah.
Jeez, makes me feel old now.
I asked that question, so and you can hear my voice in it. I feel him. I feel like I'm him.
You kind of are. But speaking of him, one of the many hymns around UCF, particularly Eric DeSalvo, did message me back. Unfortunately, he's not honoring my request to getting the jersey revealed tonight live on Space Nights, but it is coming tomorrow. So I guess that's a Space Nights scoop. So stay tuned for jersey reveal. Hopefully, it's a good combo. And yeah, that's a Space Nights scoop. But Steven, man, so 18 and 19 guys we hit on. Top 3 class, top 2. I keep seeing 2 or 3. Where are we? 2 or 3?
So it depends on what recruiting service you're looking at.
Okay.
So it also depends on what's going on with TCU's class, because I know they were going up and down a little bit throughout the day. So TCU is still above us on 24/7, but only by 0.24. So for me personally, we're the number 3 class, but our average is higher than TCU.
And if you had to pick one player in this class that you predict would be impact player day 1, who would it be?
I mean, I'm just gonna say Burdell Richardson because Gus Malzahn said that he was gonna be a day one contributor.
Oh, so you're just stealing? I mean, he gave you the answer.
Say the guy that the head coach said is going to be a key factor. I think Jalen Hayward could also start day 1 though on the outside, losing Corey Thornton.
Dang, both graded very high on your site on 247.
You get DJ McCormick. He's going to be here in the spring. So with that linebacker room kind of in flux right now, you only got the Nakai, Greenhill, and Cam Moore with any like real experience. That could be another guy that starts early.
What are your thoughts on the QB situation?
I mean, that is a complete. I think they end up getting someone out of the portal. I think it sucks because I think 2 people are going to have to leave.
Wow. Yeah, we're kind of used to that though at this point, right? Where quarterbacks see the door like Parker Navarro, Keen.
QB room. So it's like it kind of sucks because like a lot of like I mean I was from what I've heard, the two that would be most likely to be left to their own devices and obviously make their own choice and not told to leave at all. Because that is not okay. But they would be told to. They would be just let leave, right? Would be two guys that had already transferred in.
Wow.
Which, I mean, you can look at the quarterback room for next year and see that there's only two guys that aren't freshmen.
Yeah. I know one off the top of my head. I can't think of the other.
The other one has played 0 snaps, so it's fair.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh.
So there's one that has played.
Games.
Oh wow, the obvious one I missed. The one the one that flew under the radar that for a lot of people listening,
you got the deep cut. You got it. Good for you.
Yeah. Well, you and I speak in group chats. This is a name that's been
Don't
thrown.
say we talk. I don't want people to know that I'm friends with you.
That's true. That's bad for your rep. Don't let people know that I am your friend.
Anyway, I'm a hit the shower, and then hit the gym, and then hit the
Hit the gym and then hit the beam. No, I'm kidding.
The what?
The gym beam.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe.
What are you, an alcoholic?
I'm actually not that much of an alcoholic, but maybe.
Well, we appreciate your presence here tonight, Stephen. You've been super busy, obviously covering everything related to UCF athletics, particularly football, as your main. So, we appreciate your insight tonight on Space Nights, and I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, I mean, are you see me tomorrow? Are you not going to the basketball game?
I don't think so. I have to discuss it's Child Exchange Day, so those are always rough. Yeah, but I was thinking about trying to find a way to make it maybe after, but I'll keep in touch about that.
Yeah, you just hate me. Okay.
No, I'll see you Friday. If I hated you, I wouldn't say I'll see you Friday in front of a bunch of people.
You have to see me Friday.
Yeah, I want that free parking. No, but no, it's gonna be fun. We'll chat more next week. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I actually might come over tomorrow night if that's okay.
Yeah, that would actually be ideal. So yeah, let's keep in touch on that.
Because I think I'm hanging out with someone tomorrow night, but then I'll come over after that.
Okay, mi casa's tu casa.
Don't be saying that. I'll take advantage.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Mi casa is not su casa, so have fun.
Austin, I know where you live.
All right, where do I live?
Do you want me to dox you right now? I can say your address.
Do it.
I don't know if you actually want me to say your address. I have your address.
Oh
yeah, you went over there to do the CFB revamp thing. I remember.
I never got there.
Oh wait,
this might be his parents' address. No. It starts with a 6.
Oh wait, no, that's where I am right now. I thought I gave you the old address. Never mind. Oh shit, yeah, because we were supposed to do that. Yeah, that was on me.
CFB revamped. Yep.
Oops.
So if y'all want his area code, it's 32701.
That's a zip code, by the way.
Okay, shut the
zip
fuck
code,
up.
area code, same concept.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go.
All right, bye, Stephen. Thank you.
Bye.
Hope you find your dad.
Want to give a couple quick shout outs. Hidden Shark and Greg who are listening. They were here on Monday night when we brought in EJ Colson, went over some tape with him. Camden, how do you take a 5-minute video and go an hour and a half? That's football, right? I mean, that's just football in a nutshell.
It's also y'all fangirling. It's also probably why I had to leave a little early, actually a lot early comparatively. I didn't realize you guys went an hour and a half, but I digress. Also, it's the Christmas spirit. How did nobody understand that elf reference? I'm kind of mad about it.
Which one?
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Oh, bye, buddy.
Come on, guys. And
it's been too long.
It's Will Ferrell. It's a classic line. Like, come on. Is what,
Now I'm gonna watch Elf
yeah,
tonight.
you probably should. It would help you. Andrew Blaylock. Da, 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 da. All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess what else is there to talk about off the top of my head? I can't think of anything.
Well, you mentioned the last time we spoke, or a couple weeks ago, that we're on a 2-game win streak against Georgia Tech. You said let's go make it 3. You were there for both those wins. So can you kind of talk about that? Like,
Well, I mean,
playing against Georgia Tech, what's it like playing against Georgia
so
Tech?
when we played down here, it was a nice 12 o'clock noon game, and they were dying. Like, they were just keeling over. We ran up the score. It was pretty bad on their side. But, Georgia boys aren't really too familiarized with the good old Florida heat, especially the humidity. So, did really well in our idea and terms. Then the second time we played them, it was COVID. I think it was 2020. Yeah, it was COVID. And we went up there and we still won. And I played in that game, and that was I don't know. That I think, don't they have a different coach now? I feel from
From
2020.
yeah, Coach Brant Key.
Yeah. So I mean, like, a different coach might be a little bit better, maybe different scheming. I mean, they still, like, I still think they have guys but it depends on whether or not they have them in the right position or not, or they have the right scheme. That's just opinionative and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know you weren't at UCF yet, but you were living in Orlando. O'Leary's going to be the honorary captain doing the coin flip, or he's going to be honored at the game tomorrow. So, when you hear the name O'Leary, what is your first reaction?
The man doesn't recruit inside Central Florida too often.
Ooh, hot take.
No, I mean, seriously, he doesn't. I mean, you have a lot of good local schools.
You're right.
Like, I heard this from a offensive lineman who went to Brantley and, like, graduated in, like, 2012. They were in a team meeting one time right before I think right before they were doing something for spring ball or something, or towards the end of the semester, and he pulls up the guy and goes, "All right, dude, where are you going this weekend?" He goes, I'm going to my high school prom," and they just laughed in front of him, like, severely. But then again, like, O'Leary, that's like one of the side comments that I just remember randomly about him. But O'Leary was like hard-nosed football 100% of the way, whether it was training style or how he ran practice. It was hard-nosed. If he didn't like how you were doing practice and it was 5 periods in, great. We started from pre-practice all over again, is what some of the older guys told me. Like, it was like a grind to get through practice just in general. But that built guys and the leadership values and work ethic, and that culminated in us being 13-0, 25-0, 25-1 after a horrendous 2015 season where we didn't win a game. And I think that's the kind of, like, really bad, what you could call, mark on O'Leary's, like, coaching career, is that 0-12 season. So
you obviously were teammates with people who were on the 2015 team. You practiced with them. You got to know them. You get close with them. You spent the whole season with them. Do you think the way they talked about how they built up discipline, do you think that O'Leary was like kind of like the underlying kind of driving factor for the undefeated season, that without his influence on what it means to be disciplined and hard practices, playing physical, or just being a physical in everything you do, do you think that he deserves more credit for the 2017 season despite going 0-12?
I mean, it's a mix of, like, yes and no. yes, he established rules that were kind of hard nosed about people and didn't let people really kind of show personality. I mean, look at how many people grew out their hair and had beards after O'Leary left versus how many people did that beforehand. None. There was no personality on the team, but his hard nosed, quote unquote, asshole way of coaching, and just overall, just being hard nosed about things, definitely led to a situation to where they got, a great strength conditioning coach in Duval in there, who brought the personality of the guys, who made the guys want to be able to work, and they worked their tails off. And they had it in it to prove to everyone we're not the team O'Leary left. And that's really what they wanted, not really what they wanted to do. That wasn't in the forefront of everyone's thought. That was in the background of everyone's thought. But it really showed, like, hey, they can do this.
And that's interesting because he's going to be honored on Friday. He coached at both schools, did really well at both schools in terms of wins and losses and winning. So that's going to be fun. Are you going to be there?
I am not. I could not get off of work, and I just kind of don't have the money, and I kind of need the money so I
Right.
can work, because I have kind of a little bit other bigger plans following in the beginning of next year.
Ooh, you gonna reveal those?
No, those will come in time.
Well, that's exciting. We'll stay tuned for big plans coming from Canada. I know you dropped the preview. Does it have to do with Confessions of a College Walk-On, or am I
No,
prying
that
too
is
much?
situationally, that is actually still going. Actually, remember, name change. It's now Confessions of a College Athlete.
Yep.
Which, for a shameless plug, I'm going to plug that in to the space, because why not? It helps
Please do.
get the brand out there very well. But yeah, it's brand change and everything. It's more kind of get equipment, maybe use my dad's photography studio as a recording space off campus, so people don't feel pressured to do it on campus. And you know, uh if I can get some guys who are inside of well, not inside, but like if I can get guys who are just around town and stuff and kind of do it that way, like it'd be interesting to reach out to you know ECU running back Trace Christian, who's locally from the area, went to Brantley High School, graduated in 17. Me and him play against each other multiple times throughout our high school careers and our college careers. um like, he knows Gabe and Jordan stuff, and maybe even like, get like Jordan or Gabe, and when he's in town, involved on it, and just be like, hey, like, again, this is more at this point. I think I'm more targeting the people who have already finished their like college careers versus people
Yep.
during their college careers. And just so that way, I kind of don't want to deal with NIL off the top of my head, and not like, if I do ads, like, yeah, I can shoot some people some money for coming on, but it's not like I'm not pressured to be able to like give people money that like kind of need it, which was the initial idea of Confession of a College Walk-On. Now it's more like, hey, your career's over. Like, I'll chip you some money where I can, but I don't have like, not pressure to do it. I don't have a gigantic audience like I kind of want to, but I'll at least have some sort of audience just in general.
Yeah, man. No, it was cool. It being part of the recordings that you did with uh, Confessions of a College Walk-On. So I'm excited to see what Confessions of a College Athlete can do. Yeah, I love the branding that you rolled out, and yeah, man, you've been amazing. As an ambassador representing us here at UCF and the fan base, and the first one to come out after games, take pictures with people out of the locker room. You've always been that kind of uh, athlete. You've been that athlete that fans have been flocking to. So I hope that in this endeavor that you get that same kind of following that you deserve. So that's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
cool.
I'm planning on maybe being able to hook up with Marlon Williams here, I want to say, in the next couple months. than just sitting down and just like me and him will probably end up like talking Confessions of a College Athlete, but also we're just gonna end up probably talking ball in general. I think he might be gearing up for the USFL season or something like that pretty soon. Or did the USFL and the XFL combined?
They did merge,
Okay.
yeah. That was announced. The details are weird. They made the roster sizes huge. I saw Marlon tweet about that. Yeah, it's like 90 players.
Yeah,
or
nobody's
something.
gonna get playing time. That's almost too
Right.
much like a college team, where it's just gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it is good enough rotation. People can get tape and then, get their shot in the NFL. It's supposed to be developmental.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Just want to say, Manny, thank you for the follow on my main page. That greatly helps out. I think he's in the space tonight, so appreciate that.
Yeah, Manny's been a big supporter of ours. Appreciate Manny. Yeah. So playing Georgia Tech, going for the 3-game win streak. I posted about Winsipedia. The longest win streak either team has had in this matchup is 3. So this would tie the longest win streak, UCF versus Georgia Tech.
Wouldn't this also tie the series in general?
Yes, it would. So both teams went on streaks. So they went on a 3-game streak. Then the last 2 were won by us, and that's it. We've played 5 times. So this would be, to tie the series and to match their streak as well. It's weird going through some of these numbers. Like it really, these numbers really show how new we are as a school, because they have 219 NFL draft picks. We have 48, and you're thinking to yourself, really? Georgia Tech has that many more? That's because they've been around so much longer. 22 different consensus All-Americans. We've had 1. I'm assuming that was Kevin Smith. And just going through again, but then they never have a Heisman winner. Neither have we. Only 37 schools have had a Heisman winner, neither of which are these 2 schools. We have 4 first-round picks. They have 10. So while we are much newer, I feel like some of these numbers show how good we've been in such a short amount of time. So it's kind of a battle of an old school versus a new school, but both with pretty good years. And obviously Brent Key, familiar face around the UCF area. So he took over. I think O'Leary left in 2015 and Brent Key finished the season. It was definitely a very weird ending to the O'Leary era. And it seems like the team's motivated to get the win. I think Gus has special motivation because as a head coach, he's never had a losing season ever.
Yeah, he's not trying to start, and that's kind of understandable.
Yeah, so there is definitely incentive there, and that's something I think, if you play for him and you work for him, you should care about that. To give this guy another winning season, and to give yourself, if you're a player, you could say you had a winning season. So I think there's definitely incentive there to go get it, and not a lot of opt-outs, not really any. What do you think about that, Camden? Is that a Gus thing? Like, you think it's kind of a culture that Gus has built? Hey, like, there are people who are planning to hit the portal that are still playing in this game, and other schools around the country, they're taking themselves off the roster and have already put their portal papers in and got their portal official.
So
emails.
When you look at Emory Jones, who went to Cincinnati, when we played him, he was actually already in the portal, but he was still continued to play because, he was looking for tape. If you look at the quarterback from Western Kentucky, look what his name is. WKU QB. Look that into Google. Is it? I don't think it's Austin Reed. No.
There's one player in particular at UCF that I'm happy to see play in this game. I hope he gets good reps. Jalen Griffin has been posting all of his offers. but it was cool that he came out and announced, "Hey, I'm going to be in the portal. I'm going to be leaving, but I want to help finish this out with my brothers." I mean,
Well, I
that's
mean, so there's a lot of guys who are 100% like, hey, like we still want to actually give a crap about this team, even though we're leaving, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just bringing up not the fact of like the example of this guy, Caden Velkamp or something like that, the Western Kentucky QB, literally in the transfer portal, redshirt freshman, comes off the bench to win their bowl game, throws 5 passing TDs and 400 yards to come back, I think down like 28 or like some ungodly number like that, to win the game. Literally comes off the bench while he's in the portal. So it could be a situation of, hey, I'm gonna like I might have a huge impact in this game, or I might just be end up trying to play to get film. No, it never hurts to get more film, so that way more schools are interested in you. Like you could like, God forbid one of our starters are gone, but say one of our starters go down. We got a guy off a bench who's going into the transfer portal who then has an absolutely stellar bowl game. Well, then what do we do? Do we go, crap, you're a diamond in the rough who didn't realize that? Or do we go, thank you so much, we greatly appreciate you, we'll try our best to get you get you a school that we think is the best fit for you? I mean, a lot of coaches, even though kids like go into the transfer portal, they still try to help, their players get recruited because they want the best for them. It'd just be like, oh, sorry, it didn't work out here, but let's go over, like, let's help you do this and do that. That way they're able to actually, have a good career. I mean, shoot, if you're a freshman or a sophomore and in a sense in Gus's, foundation, it's like, hey, like I promised you that I'd help you get to, like, I'd take care of you. And I told your parents that if you want to leave, okay, cool. Let me help you, find the next best thing. I never had to experience that because I was a walk on for 5 years and they asked me to come back after random circumstances in the February of 2022. So hell, like I had a hell of a time. I didn't have to worry about transferring or anything. So sometimes I'm probably not. I feel like I'm not the guy to speak on stuff like that, just because I never went through and experienced it. But from the outside perspective, that's what I'm saying.
and that just shows who's in it for the humans involved, who's not. It's good to see generally, the coaches knowing the players are leaving want to help them, get some tape, get something circulating so they can, put themselves in the best position to, still compete at the college level after leaving. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of, I love Jalen Griffin. He was on Space Nights before we were on Spotify. So that's kind of lost in the archives essentially. And, just a great person. In limited time this year, he showed he's a really good receiver. And, excited to follow wherever he goes and root for him. Mikey had a really good season. What are your thoughts on Mikey's really good season with Fresno?
I'm happy for him. I mean, Mikey was a really good quarterback. Just, sad to see the quarterback battle didn't work out the way he wanted to while he was here, and maybe him and Gus butted heads in certain situations. But sometimes the head coach kind of wants things to go a certain way, and sometimes the player was like, yeah, I don't think that way goes that way. But that is all, opinionative when it comes to people and coaches. I mean, shoot, that happens in high school, college, the NFL, and really any like quote unquote club sport that you want to talk about. Like it happens at every level, every sport. Players will sometimes butt head with their coaches. That's just kind of a given. And sometimes it creates a rift, or they go, okay, well, let me find a better spot for myself to help improve. I mean, Mikey, you saw him step in during the Cincinnati game, come back, and his video is always hilarious.
I got my lick back.
That kind of stuff. So, I'm again happy for him. I'm really happy for him. He's from Arizona. He's closer to family. Get to see him play. And he's having the time of his life as a starting QB. I mean, shoot, look at Parker Navarro starting his first game at Ohio and
Yep.
winning the bowl game. Like, couldn't be happy for the guy. Every QB who leaves UCF, I just really hope they excel where they are. I mean, shoot, Parker, Mikey,
Young Tommy, Boston College, the young gun.
and that.
What a great year for him too.
I'm just sad to hear about O'Keefe.
Yeah.
That sucks. And that now I need to reach out to him privately and see if I can help out anyway from what I do at my main job. But stuff like everyone who leaves always has like a gigantic career and excels, because we have talent. Sometimes players just butt heads with certain coaches. That's just kind of how it rolls.
Yeah, and want to be clear on what happened with Ryan O'Keefe if someone was unaware. He suffered a pretty nasty injury during a game with Boston College this year, and while getting treated for this, he found out he got diagnosed with something pretty rare, but can make his whole playing career, put his whole body at jeopardy. He was pretty much in a state of paralysis at the time of the injury as well. And so he decided to retire from playing football permanently. And, as someone who got to know him a little bit, actually hung out with his parents a lot at mission control events. They are the sweetest people, so supportive, uprooted themselves from Texas while he was here. They moved to Orlando area, like the Lake Nona area, while their son was in college playing football here. And yeah, I mean, it's absolutely terrible news. But as he put in the post, God's got a plan for everybody, and just want to see. I'm rooting for him to succeed at life. I always was, and now more than ever. I'm trying to find the tweet so people who are in the space can see it.
I think the amount of times my parents sat near or in front of Ryan's parents was too many times to count, and they always had an amazing time. And Ryan's parents, like, great people overall. Ryan's a great person. Sad to see his playing career now is over. I really would have loved to see, him finish out just like his overall career to where all of his eligibility was expired, then maybe try to go to the NFL. But, if you're religious, you don't know God's plan. So he might be called to do another thing. And we'll see what that is. Maybe that's, teaching the next generation, or that is leading in some other way.
And what was it like playing with him? I'd love for you to talk about, or just knowing him on a more personal level, Ryan O'Keefe.
Him and all the rest of the wide receivers and running backs were absolutely hilarious. And it was hard to get into, in a sense, their clique and just how they were. Just because, their antics with each other and messing with the DBs would be constant and nonstop, but they could be serious when it was time to be serious, but the rest of the time they were serious, joking around, just living life and having the best time ever. And it was always really, really good to see. And I was always, I'm still happy about the times I shared with everybody. And, I kind of wish I was in, quote unquote, back in the locker room, back in the trenches, getting to see, someone just donated $10,000 to, someone just donated money to Kill the Song again. And Kill
Oh,
the Song
boy.
is leading by like $400 right now. Oh my gosh.
I'm assuming, yeah, it's on Charge on Fund.
Yeah, Carlos McCants just tweeted it out.
I'm finding it. We're gonna put it up top. I mean, what a crazy day. I mean, what a pretty smart way to raise money.
Oh, 100%. Very smart way to raise money.
Wow. I mean, it's crazy. It was at like $4,000 total earlier. Now it's 26 grand plus.
That's
so
insane. But that's actually really, really cool too.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see the support to the Charge On Fund. Obviously, it's difficult as a fan now, and it's been discussed at length on the timeline. But it's difficult. It puts you in a weird spot. Do I contribute this one-time donation to Kingdom today, or do I do it straight to athletics? It is difficult. It's put us as fans in a difficult spot, no matter how you slice it. So it's cool to see that today. People are rallying around this funny question, where I guess whatever the result is going to be the final, like, actual decision.
Yeah.
Which is funny. They're letting the fans literally decide something. And it's so funny the way fans work. It's give an inch, take a mile. So of course fans are like, oh, if y'all do this for jerseys, or if y'all do this for jersey combos, or things like that, they're like, oh, I donate to that. It's like, let's take it one step at a time. Let's get through the Frankie Valli thing and figure it out. I personally don't care either way. I'm a weirdo. Before every basketball game in high school, varsity, all 4 years, not to flex or anything, but before every basketball game, I was listening to the slowest R&B songs that you can think of. I'm weird like that. Like, because my brain, you're so hyped. You worked so tirelessly to be in this position, to be a varsity athlete, that like you kind of, in my brain, in my body, I needed something to slow me down. So I'm not a player anymore, and I do kind of agree the Frankie Valli song just the timing doesn't make sense. Maybe before the game, maybe before the players rush on the field and we're getting people into their seats, or halftime, maybe halftime, like a little romantic situation. But going into the fourth quarter, to me, the timing was off.
Yeah, I agree that the timing of it all.
It's a good song though.
It is a good song. Maybe on a TV break or something like that, it probably would have been better. But here's my question. Here's my question. Austin, I'm going to need you to look up a song called Trip to Holland by Dr. Peacock when you get a chance. Don't listen to it here. It'll probably get your heart and you might have a heart attack going. Just on your own time. And that's what I listen to before games. So
I'm assuming it's upbeat, high tempo.
I'll let you find that out for yourself. But that would be
a little homework assignment.
That would be somewhere in my playlist. And then what would I also have? Let me go to my pregame playlist. Sabotage, Beastie Boys. Fight for Your Right.
Great song as well.
Some Rise Against in Linkin Park. Some more Linkin Park. Some Day to Remember. Silverstein. I forgot Polo G was in this, but Polo G.
Nice.
Swaco, Lil Wayne, Rich the Kid. Hardy is in there for some reason, which is a good mix of just random freaking music. And then Metro Boomin's in there. Yeah, my playlist was all over the place. I just hit shuffle on that thing and see what happened. But I would always try to, when I was getting ready to get going, start with that song because it's interesting. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, Walking Off the Bus. I gotta say, for Night Walk, I'd always have "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue playing. That was just
a great.
That was a given. As I'm walking into the stadium, I just to go start with that one.
Yeah, that's a great song. Yeah. Well, you listed a bunch of good ones, and I like the spanning of different genres. It was interesting. Uh, we were asking EJ what he listens to lately, and seeing young people. Not saying you're young because I'm old, but you're also not young,
I'm
Camden.
26 in February. It's not too bad. You're like 39. I'm messing with you.
Just turned
Yeah,
32. You're like right
you're
in the
literally
middle.
You're
Like
literally
there's
the age of my older brother. It's not that crazy.
you give off good maturity for someone that like you. I feel like when you and I interact or hang out, like I'm not hanging out with someone that much younger than me.
Because in the grand
Which
scheme of things, I'm really not. It's just 6 years ain't much.
it's actually true. Yeah, it's interesting going through your play. So you were just pulling up one of your game day playlists?
Yeah, I was just kind of going through my game day playlist and just kind of going through. Shoot, I've got Kevin Gates on here and Flatbush Zombies, Childish Gambino, Ritz, who I don't think anyone's ever heard of him, but he's in there.
Yes, rapper.
Yeah, the white guy.
I've heard the name. Now
It's spelled Rittz.
Okay, I've definitely seen or heard the name. Speaking of pregame, obviously you played 6 years, and maybe you're not really allowed to divulge this, but if you can, if it wasn't you, then who had the craziest pregame like superstition or something they did that you were like, okay, this is out there?
Oh, 2018, Joey Connors probably had Joey Connors and Pat Jasinski. Those guys, absolutely different animals. What they would do, whoever was there when O'Leary was there that last year in 2018, they like to slap each other in the face.
Why am I not that surprised? But still funny.
You not. Like Joey would be in full face paint. Pat would be. I don't think he put too much on. And they would just they'd be slapping each other. Like it wouldn't be like a light slap. It'd be like I'm backhanding the absolute shit out of you. And that's just how they did it. And I'm just like I'm sitting there as like a redshirt freshman getting dressed out, looking up, going, am I gonna get slapped in the face right now for no reason? I'm not even gonna play. Why are they trying to pump me up? But I think one of the funniest kind of traditions was the Specs. What they would do is they would use the smelling salt kind of tablets. Like the ammonia, they use like sniff and like smelling salts. Yeah. So they use that. And then they got the creative idea to drink a water bottle, put a very probably like 2 tablespoons of water in there, stick like 3 of those like smelling salt tablets when they were like kind of close to being done, and they would shake it up in the water bottle and they go up to people's face who wanted it, and they'd uncap it and like crush all the air out of it. So it'd be like a condensed version of that, and it'd wake you the hell up in a heartbeat. And they did it to me, and I just showed no reaction. And there went, Austin, you're insane, and then walked away.
So the specialists are the weirdos. I mean, that I don't think
that was kind of a given. I mean, have you seen some of their pregame pictures? The UCF just pictured, the last time we went to Gasparilla, or the first time, like they were bowling or something like that. It was hilarious. The Specs were always been the weirdos, and everyone's known it for ever. So not very surprising there. Trying to think in my head what
Wait, so Pat and Joey Connors were slapping each other, or Joey's like people explain because Joey finished out and Pat wasn't here anymore, right?
I mean, Joey and Pat, their last year was 2018.
Oh, they played together. Okay, so we're straight up. Okay, so I got my timelines mixed up in my head. So they slap each other.
Joey Connors and Pat Jasinski. Their last year, I'm pretty sure, was 2018.
So they'd be out here pregame being like, okay, you slap me, now I
Well,
slap you.
I
Like
mean,
taking
like it would
turns.
be him, Wyatt, Jake Hescock would be in there, but hey, Jake Hescock was always a wild card no matter what in the locker room before pregame.
Yep.
Wyatt Miller,
Rest in
Wyatt
peace.
Miller, just like all over the place. Like guys from that era would just like they'd walk up out of the blue, slap. I'm like, huh? And it'd always be like Joey either gets slapped or Joey does the slapping for the first start. And they just like it might even go in like a circle. And one guy slaps the guy next to him and just goes around kind of like that. And it's just absolute madhouse. Hilariously funny either way, but just absolute madhouse.
I mean, that's one way to get hyped is to get slapped in the face. Literally slapping people in the face. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think you could beat that. Also, obviously, the smelling salt weirdness from the specialists has to be up there. Well, tonight was fun. We got to do some coverage about Frankie Valli, more Frankie Valli talk, as if we needed more, but we gave it to you.
I got the VODs. Oh my gosh, the VOD was just kind of a nutball too.
Devon Wilson. Yes, we know for a fact he had a crazy pregame.
He wasn't he didn't have like a choo-choo crazy pregame ritual, but it kind of made me question his sanity a little bit. So this past year we got these you leave last in late 2021 we got these like weighted Rogue rollers that weighed like 75 or 100 pounds. So in 2022 we had them for like pre-games where like, hey, you like you'd roll out and stuff, and like then the coaches would come through like the weight staff and be like, hey, who wants like these rollers to help out, kind of just work on, I almost called it like trigger point therapy, but it's really just kind of like you press down and compress the muscles real quick to get it going like that. And the VOD like had a weird way of like, I love the guy to death, but he was just kind of weird in the locker room for pregame. Like he'd have his glasses on, he had like one earphone, like he had his headphones on, one ear was above the other. When it came time, he'd always be wearing his sunglasses. I could halfway never understand what he was saying because he'd either talk too fast or he'd talk so low. I'm just like, dude, you have your music blaring so high, you can't hear me, and you're asking me a question that I can't even answer because you're talking so low. What are we talking about here?
Devon.
Like he'd always have like some, because we always like he'd always either have like some type of odd girdle, or he'd be wearing like some odd pair of briefs or something like that, and be like, hey, like, can one of you coaches like use the roller on me? He's like, one of our coaches would be like, dude, go put on some compression pants at least. And it happened every time. He would get an argument with one of the weight coaches, and it was the same argument every single week. And
like, hey, you don't have enough clothes on for me to help you with the roller.
And then he'd do this like weird laugh and then start singing to his song off key as heck. And I'd just be sitting there going, dude, you got headphones on. I got headphones on. You're singing louder than my headphones. What is going on?
When the song's hidden, man, you can't stop it.
I know, but it's just like every single song. I just like I don't understand. Like some people got a really fire playlist, and I don't doubt that some people got a really fire playlist. But when you have the same song every week, you scream, basically, not really at scream, but like saying pretty loudly at the top of your lungs. And I'm over here like, okay, what is going on here? We got a problem. But you know, I just, you learn to ignore it after you kind of hear somebody's playlist play in the locker room speakers for years and years and years. So
wow. Okay. So to recap, Pat Jasinski, Joey Connors, possibly Hescock, possibly others getting slapped in the face. Specialists with the smelling salt tablets.
Yes. Oh, wait. The Specs also had a weird tradition where they do. I got to get Tyler Paul in on this. He can explain it a lot better than I will. I will make sure he's here next Wednesday to explain the Specs tradition. But there was also one where they had like a secret handshake type thing that they would do in like, I don't know, like whatever back area they wanted to. Is that Will? Will, I miss you, buddy. Oh, he left.
William Wells?
Oh, I don't follow him on Twitter. That feels so bad.
You jerk.
I didn't realize it. How is that my fault?
That's awesome. Shout out to William Wells for tuning in. And yeah, I'd love to get Tyler Paul to talk more about pregame rituals are just so interesting. So slapping in the face, smelling tablets, Devad, not wearing enough clothes but asking to use the roller. Also blaring his headphones so loud that everyone can't even hear their own song, which is actually hilarious. Shout out to him, by the way, starting for the Cardinals at the corner position. Proud of him, obviously, and just proud of everybody. I feel like UCF, again, with 100% job placement out of athletics. Terry's definitely doing some great things there. But before we sign out, want to make sure, wish everybody happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. It's been a fun year to be able to do this every week. Camden kind of gave us a nice little spoiler or a nice little segue into next week. Love to get Tyler Paul in here. What a great guy. I've gotten to know him as well. But yeah, score prediction, Camden, UCF versus Georgia Tech for the 6th time.
I really don't think it's going to be a blowout like the 5th time, like the 4th time was. I think it's going to be a closer game. I think it's like a 10-point game. It can swing either way.
You got to pick a winner, though. Give me a winner. Give me a score.
I'm just going to go UCF. I still think it's going to be a kind of a lower scoring game. Let's go UCF 28, Georgia Tech 24.
That's solid. I was going to go UCF 21-17. You need a big game from Boomer. I know that with the 21 score, it doesn't sound like there's any field goals in there. But if he's called on, would love to see him finish the season strong. It's going to be one of those where both teams really want it. Brent Key against his old school, O'Leary in the house. Everyone wants to impress him. And just the winning season aspect for UCF to end and to end the season with a above 500 winning percentage would be so good as our first year in the Big 12 to say, hey, we're here. We're already the best of the new 4 between us, BYU, Cincy, and Houston, but this could really put a stamp on that. So, excited for Friday and yeah, Camden, appreciate you joining us Monday, going through some tape with EJ tonight, breaking down everything you're able to break down. You've got amazing insight and yeah, we'll see you all. If not, I guess we'll take Monday off, but we'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Hope everyone has a great holiday, no matter what they celebrate. And looking forward to hearing from y'all, or at least seeing y'all in the space next week.
Yeah, maybe you and I can hop on some Fortnite. We'll see.
I am already on my computer, dude. I've been taking this space from my PC. I am down to go right when you are.
All righty. Well, the heat are blowing out the Magic, so maybe we'll hop on right now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Men's basketball tomorrow against FAMU. Let's get the dub. Go Knights.
Charge on.